Welcome to our counseling session. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.
I sent you the Kmsi. Were you able to complete it?
Yes.
So how did you feel going through the quiz?
I felt fine. I felt a little generalized, but I felt good.
What do you mean by generalized?
Like, it was hard answering the questions without being able to explain myself.
What questions did you find challenging?
The questions that asked about how rich people think, because I'm not rich.
Did you find the exercise helpful?
No, I didn't find it helpful
Why?
because the way that questions were asking me were trying to um, define me by how much money I have, or define others by how much money they have.
Interesting.
And I don't agree with that.
So what is your biggest takeaway overall from taking the Kmsi?
The one thought I had was people must not, in general, people must not think that rich people deserve their money.
So would you mind sharing your scores with me?
Sure. I got 39 in avoidance, 48 in worship,
That's high.
17 in status, and 32 in vigilance.
So do you agree with these scores?
Not particularly.
What don't you agree with?
Well, I don't think that I worship money or people with money, but
Even though you scored very high on that one.
yeah, but I think that it's inconsistent because I don't know. I don't really put too much thought into money, so maybe that's why.
Do you disagree with all four of your results?
I agree with the score I got in the status section because I don't see the correlation between status and money or having money. And I would agree with having a high score in vigilance because I don't like to spend money a lot. I like to be vigilant with my money.
So what do you think it means to be money avoidance?
I think it means that the people that score high in avoidance want to ignore any money associated with them, and they don't have a good feeling about it. They feel like that they've been wronged.
So people that score high in money avoidance usually think that money is bad and it's a source of fear and anxiety and kind of disgusts you. Do you think that relates to you?
I understand that feeling, and sometimes if you're really down to it and you don't have a lot of money, there's a lot of anxiety in it. But I also think that having more money would reduce my anxiety about it. So that's where I disagree.
People with money avoidance also think that having more money could resolve their problems. Do you think this relates to you?
I think that more money would resolve my problems, yes.
So do you understand why you scored high in money avoidance? Or do you still disagree?
I understand why, but I still disagree.
You just think overall you're not.
Yeah,
you don't
if I
avoid
could have
money.
explained myself for the answering the questions, I wouldn't have scored high in avoidance.
What do you think it means to score high in money worship?
That more people or people with a lot of money are better than people without a lot of money.
So you scored very high in money worship, almost double the amount. People that score high on money worship often think that having a lot of money is the key to happiness. Do you agree with this for yourself?
Um, this is another scenario where I think if I could explain myself, it would be better.
Well, explain yourself right now.
Okay. I think that it having a lot of money can solve a lot of your problems, which makes you happier, but it's certainly not the key to happiness. Um, a lot of really rich people are not happy. A lot of poor people are happy. So it's not black and white.
It's a good answer. Do you think that for you personally, that you can never have enough money?
Yes. Why would anyone say no to that answer? I'll give you an answer. Because they want to impress others. They think that that would be a good quality to have.
That
And
that is
and
the
their phone.
answer that they should have?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a phony answer if you answer no. If you say no. Because what can you do with extra money? You can give it away and you can buy things. Just extra.
You can give it away and you can buy things.
Yeah.
Oh, like give it to charity.
Or your
And you can
family
also-
or your kids.
Do you feel that you can't afford what you really want in life right now?
Some things, yeah.
Like what?
I'd like to quit my job and not worry about money. Can't afford that.
Are you the type of person that puts work ahead of your family?
No.
Someone with money worship, that is one of the qualities of them. After going through some of these, do you see why you scored high in money worship?
I see why my answers would score high in money worship, but I don't think that that defines who I am.
All right, the last category that you scored high in is money vigilance. This is one that you seem to kind of agree with. People that are money vigilant are often alert, watchful, and concerned about money. Do you think this relates to you?
No. I try to avoid looking at my bank account if I can.
Do you think that's the best for your family?
No. I think I should probably look at it more, but I like to have my wife do that.
People that are money vigilant and think it's important to save money, do you think this relates to you?
Yeah, I think that it's important to save money for the future or for emergencies.
Do you think you do a good job saving the money?
Yeah. I think we do a great job saving money.
You and your family?
Yeah.
Do you think you're better at saving money or your wife?
Me. I see packages show up at the door every day, or most days. I only shop when it's necessary.
Do you believe that it is really important for all individuals to work really hard for their money and not to rely on handouts?
Yeah, I think it's important to work hard for your money.
Are you the type of person that if you're buying a big purchase like a new couch or a new refrigerator, something like that, that if you can't buy it in full in cash today, that you won't buy it?
Not necessarily. If I'm making a big purchase, I'm making that purchase because I need to make that purchase. So whatever it takes, I would need to get that item bought. But if I don't need it, then I'm not going to buy it.
Now, people
So
that are
the money is not a factor.
okay, people that are money vigilant also don't rely on the use of credit. Do you and your family use credit?
No, we don't use credit, but I'm not against using a credit card.
Why don't you use credit right now?
Because I avoid my bank and I don't want to apply for things with my bank. I don't like to.
So you don't use credit just because you don't like to go to the bank?
Yeah, and I don't want to. I avoid my bank, so I don't want to apply for things that
Require you to go
Yeah.
to the bank?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you think that's a good reason?
No, I think it's a terrible reason, but that's why I scored high in avoidance.
Do you think using credit is good for families in general? Like, is this...
I think using credit is great for families if they're not abusing the credit,
Why is it great?
because then it builds up your credit score, which is a good thing.
You scored high on money vigilance, but you seem to disagree with most of the answers. Do you think this has to do with you not being able to explain yourself?
Yeah, I think that a lot of these things are gray areas. Almost every question I wanted to have an explanation for. And I think that the inconsistencies are due to me not believing that your thoughts on money define who you are.
Right. Now, these money scripts, what this quiz is kind of going over is that a lot of money scripts in a person start in their childhood. Some of these things that you answered, you may not agree with until you really break down each question and why you answered it the way you did, which is something we can do in future sessions. Now, do you think that anything that we've gone over today stems from something that you were taught within your family in childhood?
Probably. I think that being vigilant with money was important
What
to my
specifically? Working hard for
not
your
spending on anything that you don't need excessively. Not spending excessively on anything you don't need. Working hard for your money, or working hard in general.
Now, how did your parents or whomever show you that working hard for your money is important?
That made me get a job right away as soon as I was able.
As soon as you were 16?
Yeah, I was 16 when I got my first job. I was selling hot dogs at the at Wrigley Field.
Overall, I think we had a pretty good session. I think that we went over your quiz answers pretty generally. So this is something that we are going to dive into deeper in your future sessions and really decide why you answered the way you answered for specific questions and why you scored high in some areas and low in one area. I want to thank you for coming today, and you did a great job.
Thank you.